All right, another little trick that I use all the time, and I talk about this in more detail once again in my Superior Drummer 2 Advanced tutorial series under the combined presets section. But I like to, load presets and then modify and alter those presets and actually try to mix and match presets. We have so much leverage within this amazing mixer, this virtual mixer in Superior Drummer 2. Really like to take advantage of that. And of course, I can create my own effects chains and start from scratch. But, we have producer presets we can purchase. We also have factory presets that come with the library. So why not start there? Use that as a creative starting point and then make some changes, make some modifications, go from there. You never know what kind of a drum sound you might create. And then whatever you do create, save it. Save it as a preset. I mean, if we go into my user presets here, and I have a lot more than this actually, but this is just presets I've saved over a long time of using this program. Anytime I come up with something I like, I save it, so I can always recall it at a later time. And that's just for the avatar library, what you just saw there. So I would encourage you to do this because it's just a great way to get creative. You just make a few changes, disable some things, enable some things. I started with a factory preset, and then you could load it another time and you may go, wow, this would work really well for this certain production I'm doing. Or you may use that, your own preset, as a starting point. You may think in your mind, well, this is great, but what if I do this? And the ideas keep on going. Don't be afraid to, load a preset. You don't have to use it in its stock settings. You can, and I mean, they're great. For example, I really like these big drum packs. Let's go to Big Rock here. And, these sound great right off the bat, but use them as a starting point, make some adjustments, save your presets, and you'll accumulate more and more presets over time. And you will get better at, knowing what you want to do from a production standpoint. You'll kind of create your own production style, if that makes sense. You see, pretty busy mixer here. I mean, again, a lot of options here. We can go in. Disable different things, whatever we want to do. Let me load it back up again. Can even change drums. That's another thing we can do. Load a preset, use different drums. Again, a great way to get different sound. Or, what are they doing with the room mics? Let's adjust the mix, Maybe they didn't have everything enabled, maybe they did, I don't know. But it's still loading some of those samples, but, let's increase the ambient close and mid. Maybe bring down this mono. See what kind of difference that makes, or the room. That makes a big difference. The bullet as well. I mean, so many options within these presets. Now, one thing I'm seeing too, one thing I like to do is the sidechain routing that's going on. I like to go in and adjust those levels. You can see the different colors here. I explained that also in my mixer series in Superior Drummer 2 Advanced, but you can see the different levels here, by how far of a line to the right these sends are showing. So, and go in, send more, or send less. There's no rules here. Just experiment. So, another great way to create some presets. And I kind of like that actually. Big Rock Bullet I'm going to call because I'm sending quite a bit of this bullet mic to the compressor, so I'm kind of overloading it in a way, so we get a lot of that bullet mic in there. Which is just a great mic. Let's take this preset, and what we can do once again, let's go back to big drums. I like this natural roomy as well. Let's load that, but let's just load, the drum kit. And actually, we'll just load everything but the mixer. So we're going to leave the mixer, everything from this preset that we've created, the same. We're loading just different drums and kind of their selection of drums there. Pitch, anything they've done. So quick way just to switch the kit. Or, go this rods and roll. We won't choose the drums. And we won't mess up any of our routing, but we do want the mics. So we load that. So if we go into our mixer, we still have all this crazy stuff that we've been, we created from that Big Rock preset. But now we're using some of, the mics and levels from this rods and roll. Different sound. Now what I can also do, let's load in the drums. Now we're going to load in, those rods, but I want to keep the mixer the same. Now this will take a little bit because we're loading in the hot rod sounds. I'll stop here so we can let it load. You can take a listen. Some of the compression going on might be a bit extreme, but again, kind of a cool sound here. So let's load once again. Let's go back to, I saved that preset. Let's go back to our Big Rock Bullet. All right, and then what I want to do is let's load a different mix entirely. Let's load this huge brush. So we have the drums from this preset that we created, but now we're just going to load the mixer. So this is going to bypass everything that we've done in the mixer, but leave the drums the same. So again, it'll be a completely different sound because we can grab any or all of these settings within these presets, which is great. The hi-hat's a bit obnoxious probably because that compressor possibly. Actually, that's cutting off a little bit. Let's bring it down a bit. So this is kind of a trick that I talked about previously. I'm going to bring down the hi-hat and the room mics so it's not so abrasive. But again, that's yet another sound. We can do it again. Let's grab the mixer from, let's go back to rods and roll, but just grab the mixer. And we can keep doing this, different sound, natural roomy, just the mixer. So we're not loading any drums, any different drums, just changing the mixer. Completely changes the sound. Snares off. Now, again, the snares aren't going to be off because we're not loading those drums. You can go back to any of the factory presets, Avatar Natural. One more thing I want to show you, one more thing I like to do. Let's go back into just this big drums or big rock preset here. You can even load or attempt to load presets from other libraries. Okay, so we're going to save this as a project. Okay, so this is basically Big Rock presets. We're going to go into a completely different library. Let's go into a layer. Again, great sounding kit. Let's load this combined preset that we saved from Avatar. Now we're going to get a message, hey, this isn't necessarily going to work for everything. That's okay. Let's still try to bring in what we can, with the mixer. And it's going to attempt to load preset anywhere it can. And now we have a completely different sound. Really, one that wasn't necessarily intended for this library at all. But that's a great thing about this software. You can kind of break the rules a little bit. Save a preset, and you have to do it once again. Save a preset as a project. So whatever preset you load, you save that project, load that project in a different library as a combined preset. See what you come up with. Then we can go in here, make some adjustments. Again, get creative. You can try a whole bunch of different things. Sky's the limit. I just want to show you those options, and these are things I like to do all the time, just to get creative and see what kind of mixes and new drum sounds I can do and I can create for sound design. So you might as well take advantage of them. And that's it for this tutorial video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.